So after band camp, school started, and we would pretty much have rehearsals every day after school. And what we would do is just go over the music, fix up things that we need help with, and do different stuff like we did with the tape that was right here, and just to make the thing as good as possible and look as good as possible too, and sound. Um, do that, like I said, every day until our first football game, our first home football game, and that's when we first had our show. And the thing about it though is, we had a competition literally that Saturday after, because the football game was Friday, so that means the next day we'd have a competition. So that was new to me. I wasn't really ready for that, but oh well. But so we had our football game performance, and here's a part of that. Honestly, we didn't really do that bad during our first football game, but we did make a couple mess ups like this. But yeah, besides those couple mess ups, I feel like we did not bad for our first performance, because after all, it was just like a warm-up performance, because that football game was a Friday and we had a competition that next Saturday, the next day. So we all pretty much just saw it as like, hey, this is our warm-up, get all our mistakes in now, and then we do go on the competition. And so, to be honest, I did not know what to expect at the competition when we got there. And this is my thought process about it. Go in, you perform, then we leave, and then they'd mail us, like, I don't know what I was thinking. But no, when we got there, they let us actually practice for like a good 30 minutes. Like, it was a good little bit, and like, here's a clip of that. So right here, we're on the side of the school that we were doing the competition at, doing a warm-up that we call 16 on hand. And we're just over here doing it over and over, gradually getting faster. Right here, we're doing another warm-up. It's called 8 on hand, and what we would do is do 8 on one hand, 8 on the other, then we do a run or a split, whatever y'all call it. And as you can see right here, we ended up messing up, so our band director ends up making us do it over and over again until we can get it right. Now this is just showing how we were all split up in our groups, like the whole like band, like woodwinds and brass were in their section. We were behind the person who was filming. You can see color guard in the back, and we would just all spend our own groups practicing the parts that we need to practice. Right here, we just are constantly practicing the runs that we need to work on. And yeah. So as you can see right here, we're over here messing up. And so our band director is just making us do the same run over and over till we can get it nice and clean. And so yeah, that's just some of the stuff that we did before we went out to go perform for all the judges. And so once it was our turn to go, we all got up in line and started marching towards the football field. And pretty much when we got up there, we ended up actually having more time to practice, like just making sure we can hit our notes, like certain notes right, making sure like last checks that our runs are still clean before we went to perform, just to make sure we didn't make any like small mistakes. Here's an example of that right here. And so after that, we just ended up performing, and honestly, it really wasn't that bad. We did mess up a little bit, but not anything like as big as our football game the other day. And we actually ended up getting second place, which is really good for our first competition. And I was honestly really excited and proud of all the hard work that we all did. And after that, it was just like more of a routine, kind of like we just did the same thing over and over at other schools for each competition. And we would usually place in most of them. There was one that we got fourth, but I'm pretty sure that was the lowest we got this whole season. We got first place a couple times, and yeah, we mostly just placed top 3 throughout the whole season. But yeah, that's the story of my first competition.